Durst, the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Oh, Durst the worst.
Durst is the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst. Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
So did any of y'all see this in San Francisco? They first of all, they have a reparations panel. How the hell does a city have something like that? But a reparations panel is pitching $5 million each to black residents. So this is kind of a clickbaity title, but it's black residents that I guess had something to do with their ancestors owning slaves. So like decades of harm they have experienced. A lump sum payment would compensate the affected population and will redress the economic and opportunity losses that San Franciscans have endured, black San Franciscans have endured collectively as a result of both intentional decisions and unintended harms perpetuated by city policy. Man, oh man. So, nah, man. How do you even quantify something like that? You know, unintentional, what was it? The wording was very vague, right? So policy like this is always going to be really vague, and it's just like not really a warranted redress of grievances as far as I'm concerned, because trillions of dollars have already been thrown at these people collectively. You want to use words like that? I mean, I'm not opposed necessarily to some good old-fashioned collectivism, but I mean, trillions of dollars have already been thrown at y'all collectively, so it's pretty I mean, it's just pretty much fleecing white Americans at this point. Let's see what this is. This the panel right here? I think these are the people that pitched it. Let's check it out.
That's what has got us all messed up with this extreme, rugged, individualistic, greedy, capitalistic world.
Huh.
That has caused so many of us.
Oh no. I liked what he was saying so far. He said the greedy, rugged individualist, capitalistic world. I mean, hey, there's plenty to criticize there. Don't think that I'm leaving Marxists out of this. Obviously, you promote your similar degeneracy and banking schemes just like the capitalists do. But I mean, hey, I think that that's actually a valid complaint. Capitalism can grind you down. It can, I mean, our food supply is poisoned by these firms, you know, our water is fucking poisoned, our media is fucking poisoned, you know, like, you name it. Our school system's poisoned. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. And if you think private school's that much better, I really don't think it is, necessarily. But in general, yeah, all that stuff is poisoned.
And only just a handful up at the top.
Okay.
Next thing I want to say, as an old rugged history buff, I think that we should be careful not to toot our horns, but to tell the truth. The establishment has done far too much to misrepresent our history. Instead of it being history, it was, as somebody said, his story.
What, like not her story?
Her story, and not our story.
His story, her story, not our story. Well, that's some Def Jam poetry shit if I ever heard it. But yeah, this whole idea that like black people are uniquely affected by capitalism and how it grinds you down, obviously that's not true. You know what I mean? I think the southern white farmers were affected negatively economically by the slave trade, because I mean, it stands to reason that if you're competing with people who are getting their labor for, you know, free or cheaper, you know, than having to pay a wagey or a salary or whatever it was, you know, you got to figure not too good for poor farmers, you know. And your history's been rewritten or not, what would he say, not represented right? Well, you got that right. It's definitely not something that white Christendom uniquely did to you, you know. I think you've been lied to about that, but yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. You've been lied to about your history, or what was it? You've been not allowed to represent your history properly, but not for the reasons you're citing. Let's see if we can continue this.
And our story about this task force,
our story
from day one, is that the oldest, the largest, the most feared, the most revered civil rights organization in the world The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People
Sketchy.
is the body that first broached the idea of reparations here in the city and county of San Francisco in an official way.
So yeah, I mean, they've already been given reparations, so it's just fucking stupid, obviously. Okay, so here's a little bit of the committee. All masked, of course. Oh my goodness. So the masks are just sort of this weird political statement. Like, I can't breathe. That's a big part of it. You know? It's like, I can't breathe. I got this mask on my face. You know what I'm saying? It's, each eligible resident. I mean, dude, every motherfucker and day mama is going to be applying for that shit. That shit, you know? So, yeah, that's just another piece of enjoy the decline. I mean, this stuff will probably, hopefully, get shot down. But, again, this is worth taking note of because somewhere down the line, when demographic change really hits the United States in like a generation or two, and if by then there's like a whole bunch of non-binary Lakeishas on the fucking Supreme Court, stuff like this, and the last video I did, the, what was it, the Texas representative, the black Texas representative wanted to ban, like, extreme right or right of center speech for white people. Basically, like, if a terrorist attack in their mind is inspired indirectly by, like, your YouTube video that's right of center and you're a white person, they would prosecute you. It's like, holy fucking shit, dude. You gotta figure, like, yeah, right now, something like that sounds really fucking ridiculous, but who knows, man? Somewhere down the line. But yeah, enough of that. Subscribe.
When there's nothing left to say, if you watch football, you're gay. If you watch football, you're gay. When there's nothing left to say, if you watch football, you're gay. 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 You're really fucking gay. And there's nothing left to say, if you watch football, you're gay. If you watch football, you're gay. Then there's nothing left to say, if you watch football, you're gay. 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 You're really fucking gay. And there's nothing left to say, if you watch football, you're gay. If you watch football, you're really fucking gay. And there's nothing left to say, if you watch football, you're gay. If you watch football, you're really fucking gay. If you're disinterested by a living good war, trust me, you really feel you're really fucking gay. If you're disinterested